right, welcome in episode 90.
Yeah, 10 away from the big 100.
Inching closer to 100. We really probably need to start planning that. It's funny how weather works, because we sat here,
To say the least.
but we sat here weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we're back every week.
Yeah.
Here we come.
And then winter set in. And we're still tired.
And then it happened.
Yeah. And it happened in a big way.
Back-to-back years of 5 inches of snow in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has it hit you?
It is just now starting.
Same.
It is just now starting. Physically, it's finally hitting me.
Yeah.
I've got a cold. My body is finally giving out. That was, in my career, I can list the top couple of storms that have taken a toll on me.
Yeah.
Hurricane Florence is number one, just because of how long it was.
Yeah.
Hurricane Matthew and this snowstorm.
This was one of the more physically and mentally daunting storms.
It beat the you-know-what out of me.
And I don't know if it was because of the other threats the weeks before.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, we're really going to do this thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where I think a lot of us felt like by the time we got to, I'm trying to think of when the storm happened. By the time we got to like Friday, we're like, okay, like this is happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
To where I think by that point we were already kind of drained.
Right, because we had just finished the ice storm.
Correct.
The weekend before, which locally wasn't huge.
Yeah.
You know, some minor impacts. But, you know, I love the societal impact of weather. I love the sociology and psychology of weather. And I think so much of that played into the snowstorm.
Yeah.
Because the ice storm the weekend before got so much attention really early on for being a potentially historic, crippling ice storm. A lot from social media sites.
Yeah.
And that set the bar. And then as storms and forecasts change, which they do by their nature, it was too late. Everybody already had in their head that this was going to be a historic, massive ice storm.
Yeah.
And in some cases, it was. For the Carolinas, kind of got spared. Charlotte, Greenville, Columbia, Greensboro, Raleigh, they got spared because it was mainly sleet. So they got spared from the ice. And in a lot of folks' head, that equated to a bust.
Yeah. Yeah.
That equated to a bust. And then, I'll never forget, you know, that was a weekend storm as well, kind of peaked on Saturday night, wound down Sunday. Sunday morning, I'm just kind of perusing, and like, looking at models on my phone, like, what the is this? And it was on the GFS, and it was on the Euro,
Across the
and it was on the Canadian, and it was on the Icon, and it was on the ensembles, and they were all showing this massive storm. And we kind of started texting each other, kind of jokingly, like,
Wouldn't that be fun?
wouldn't that be fun? And then Sunday night, they were all still there. And then Monday, and there was, it was weird. I couldn't wrap my head around it because of a couple of reasons. One, it was so unusual. It was an unusual setup. You know, if you're watching this from Myrtle Beach, Florence, you know, it was a good snowstorm. But not far away from here, it was a historic snowstorm.
Yeah.
Like Calabash. It was a historic snowstorm.
In some of our area, like 10 miles away, like you go Loris to Tabor City.
Yeah. Yeah, you go from 8 inches to 14 inches. You know, and then there's poor Garden City and Pawleys and Georgetown. They're like, what was the big deal with this storm? It was 1 inch. The big deal with that storm was the setup and the potential that was realized for this to be a historic snowstorm.
Yeah.
You get across the border and this snowstorm is going to be talked about for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
Because of the totals. You get back into Charlotte, this snowstorm is going to be talked about for a very long time. Huge areas of 12 to 18 inches of snow.
Yeah, big band.
Plus the cold, plus the wind. So the stakes were really high going into this storm, which is, I think, added a layer of stress to us. Because if there was ever a storm that we wanted to nail, it was this one.
And you know what? Like forecasting wise, I feel like we did a really good job. I overlaid it on Monday morning, maybe, showing, hey, here's the forecast. Here's what we called for. Here's what we up to. We highlighted where the band fell, like almost perfectly.
Yeah.
I do have to ask though, because once we get done with storms, it's always fun to look back. Like, when was your point in the week when you physically told yourself and agreed, okay, this is happening?
About 5:30 on Saturday. You remember how
I do.
I shut down for about an hour and a half Saturday afternoon.
You went so quiet.
Ahead of the storm. Because, you know, there are some storms where you can see them coming. Last year's snowstorm, you could see it
From a mile
It's
away.
from states away.
Yep.
There's the moisture. Oh man, we got a foot in New Orleans. It's snowing in Tallahassee. We know that moisture is rolling up the coast. This one, we knew there was moisture that was going to be coming in from the west, but we also knew that there were going to be those bands that developed.
Blew up.
Whenever you're counting on precipitation, especially snow, to develop over your area, it's really tricky.
Especially in an area that doesn't get snow to develop.
And doesn't get snow in this type of fashion.
Correct.
This was such a different beast of a storm. And man, 4 o'clock, yeah, it was snowing in Florence. And we'd had like a flurry, and there was just, I was like, man, I could see how we miss this unless this stuff develops. And then one little blip finally blew up off the coast, and it wasn't until it literally started snowing, which was about 5 minutes before we went on WBF News at 6 that Saturday evening. On the snow desk, got the sign out.
I love it.
It wasn't until it actually started, and I could see it on radar that, okay, we're going to do it, that I finally took a breath. And got excited for
The
it.
forecast-wise in me, I felt pretty confident early in the week. Like, oh, wow, like snowstorm. I think we all did.
Yeah.
But when the plans on Saturday continued to shift back,
In time, yeah.
I got more nervous.
Yeah, delayed.
Because at first we were like, oh, like Saturday morning in the PD,
Yeah.
midday grandstand. Then it was afternoon PD,
Yeah.
evening grandstand.
Yeah.
And when I was coming into work after working the morning and going home for a couple hours to get some sleep, and it's still nothing's happening,
And the sun was out?
and the sun was out coming into work, and we were above 35, 36, I started to get a little worried.
Yeah.
And then I started to see the dry slide.
Yeah. Which we knew was going to be an issue.
And I just sat there and I said, if this is it,
Yeah.
I was worried we were going to be Garden City and Myrtle's
Yeah.
Inlet.
Yeah.
I really was.
Yeah.
But it ended up coming through. Man, what a storm.
And what a storm.
What a storm.
Just an absolutely beautiful storm. While we missed out on the major totals, still 5 inches of snow for Myrtle Beach is a major storm. That wind, that blowing snow.
Yeah. The video you got.
The snow drifts. It's special.
Yeah, really special.
Really special. And the cold that had come, snowing in 19 degrees in Myrtle Beach with wind, that's a special, special storm.
What I want to show, and let's take the photo because it doesn't get much more special than this.
Yeah.
And Michaela got to basically talk about this moment. Brendan and Logan Simmons, they planned their wedding for over a year. They got married in Marion County. And imagine the one Saturday evening they picked for their day.
And it's snowing.
In South Carolina.
Right.
And this is it.
Yeah.
Like, they have some amazing photos. They're going to probably look back at this and remember this forever. They did a snowball fight after.
Just magical.
Like,
Magical.
it doesn't get better than that. For them, they might be wishing, it was a little bit warmer, or maybe some some better weather, but I mean, if you're gonna do it,
That's
how
memorable.
it looks like it's in Colorado.
It does. It really does. That
No.
beautiful little church. Look at it. I
That's
love
here
it.
in South Carolina, so congrats to them. It's a fun photo. Title for today's episode.
Yeah.
Will transition us into where we're going. We're going to title this one "Delayed Departure"
Delayed departure.
because we've already talked about the challenges. This is where I'm going to have fun with it because I know from you talking what was going in your mind, but you had to change everything completely. As we sat here, this right here is going to be worth the episode. We're forecasting. We're talking about the fatigue already.
Yeah.
That's not even counting all the stress and mental fatigue because you're having to change everything about your vacation.
Everything. So
It was the worst case scenario.
So let's take a little step back. Again, talking about the mental and physical toll that the storm took. Because it was insanely difficult. And like I said, we wanted to nail this one so hard.
Yeah.
We wanted to nail it. And so it was like tracking a hurricane. I was up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'd be texting you at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh man, did you see the Euro? Because I couldn't sleep. If my eyes open, I'm picking up my phone and I'm checking the models. And once that happens, I'm done.
Yeah.
So that was a week of that. The Friday before the snowstorm hit, I was scheduled to fly out for my big 5-0 winter birthday trip extravaganza out west. And like Sunday and Monday before the storm, I was like, it's probably not going to happen. And then Tuesday, I was like, okay, maybe. Should I start looking at options? And then I told myself, okay, I'm going to give myself until Thursday morning. I was supposed to fly out of Charlotte 7 a.m. Friday morning. I said, I'm going to give myself until Thursday before I make the call and make the change. Well, then, of course, Thursday comes. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to snow. It's going to do it. And we were confident enough that it was going to be something significant.
Was there ever the internal debate of like, oh, do I just go? I mean,
There
I know we talked about like, hey, Jenna, I, Matt, Chase, we can handle it.
You can handle it. And I wasn't worried about that, but there was a part of me that wanted to be here for it.
Yeah.
Because
I figured.
it was such a big, historic kind of a storm. And two, for the sake of competition, I didn't want to be the only chief meteorologist not in town for this.
Because
You
others
know?
would probably take advantage.
Yeah, I wanted to be here. I wanted to kick their, which we did. So all of that was riding and rattling around in my head in addition to the forecast. So finally, Thursday morning, I got up like 3 a.m., started working. I had to pay $400 to change my flight. And I went into it changing my flight knowing at that point that I was already screwed. I was supposed to fly out of Charlotte Friday morning at 7 a.m. I was like, let me change that to Myrtle Beach, 7 a.m. Sunday. That was my thought. And I was like, well, if the storm falls through, I can still get out.
Yeah.
If the storm happens and we get the big snow, at least I'm in the system, I'm in Delta, and they'll bump me on the next flight.
Yeah.
So worked all day Saturday, worked through the snow. I was supposed to be on vacation. I kind of left you guys after it started.
Which was much needed,
Yeah, so I did the first hit in the 11 o'clock news
Yep.
Saturday night when the storm was in full swing. And then I said, I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home because at that point, my 7 a.m. flight out of Myrtle Beach had already been canceled. And it was 3 p.m. flying out of Myrtle Beach. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'll get some sleep. I'll get rested. Get up Sunday morning. That flight has been canceled. So I spend the rest of the day Sunday not resting, not recuperating, but trying to figure out how in the heck am I going to get out west. And I finally ended up getting a flight out of Charleston Monday morning. Monday morning, there was still a lot of snow and a lot of ice on the roads.
Oh, it was rough.
It was rough, and it was also like 10 degrees. It was insanely cold. So it took 4.5 hours to get to Charleston, and I finally got there, and I finally made it out west. Landed in Bozeman, Montana, 1:30 Monday afternoon, and was still so hyped up with so much anxiety from the storm, from changing travel plans, because this was it was my 50th birthday.
Yeah.
This was my big trip.
Yeah.
My friends went on without me. I was like, well, you guys can't cancel. So they went without me. And I was mad. I didn't want to, I didn't want to be that guy that was mad.
No,
So I didn't let them know.
I get it.
Like, yeah, go.
Have fun.
Have fun. Go enjoy my birthday trip. I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad. And they were like, oh, look at us. We're doing this and we're doing this.
And I knew you were having an internal debate because, like, on one end, you've been looking forward to this trip.
Yeah.
But on the other end, how many times do we get 5 inches of snow
Right.
in Myrtle Beach?
Right.
So to add to all that, now go back to what we talked about, and it's 4:30 on Saturday night, and it's still not snowing here.
I was, yeah.
There was
If
the
I
panic.
canceled my trip and it doesn't snow.
Oh, it was like you're a keyboard warrior, and I loved it. Oh. But we did it.
We did it. I got out there. We did the storm. I had a shortened vacation, but it was fun.
Oh my goodness.
Are you going to the pictures now?
I'm about to.
I'm going to show you the part that I'm most angry about my vacation. It's going to be the
Oh.
very first picture.
Okay, nice. Let's pull these up. So let's start. What we got here?
So when I go on my vacations in the winter out west, I want to be one, in the middle of nowhere.
God, it's
Two,
beautiful.
Two, I'm not going to be in some hotel. I want to be in a cabin, and I want to feel like I'm out west. I want stone fireplaces. I want wood. I want views. I want John Dutton from Yellowstone to be sitting on a leather couch drinking a whiskey. Like, I want the whole, I want the entire vibe. So I searched long and hard for something that matched my vibe. I've always said I would love to be a travel agent.
Yeah.
Because I love to plan trips.
Look.
And I found this. Look at that.
That is
Look
beautiful.
at that cabin. Little A-frame, beautifully decorated inside. Everything I wanted. Matched the aesthetic. A fire pit, the trees, middle of nowhere, a hot tub. I got to spend one night there.
One night?
One night, because this trip was split up.
Oh.
The first couple of nights were in this cabin, and then the last several nights were in a resort. So I got one night. I got one night in my cabin, and by the time, remember, I got to this cabin Monday, and I was so incredibly exhausted. Everybody's partying, like, oh, Jamie's here, let's get in the hot tub, let's build a fire. I knew they would hate me if I said, guys, I gotta go to bed, so I ghosted them, and I literally just went upstairs, put on my pajamas, and went to bed, and didn't say a word. Because I was so run down from the
I had
storm.
no idea.
So I got one night. One night.
Well, she's beautiful.
Yeah. It was beautiful. And that's in my favorite little town, Island Park, Idaho.
How far is that from like the town?
Island Park isn't so much a town as it's a couple of lodges and log cabins and a handful of restaurants scattered over about a 30-mile stretch of roadway.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily a town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what I love about it.
Oh my goodness.
And then the second half of the trip was down in Jackson Hole. I've always done Jackson and Jackson Hole like on day trips, but have never stayed in Jackson. This time I was like, yeah, I want to go big. I want to stay in Jackson. And
beautiful.
the Tetons are without a doubt one of my favorite places in the whole world. I mean, just look at that.
What would be some of your other favorite places you've been to? That
It's
stack
hard-
up to the
it's-
Teton.
It's hard to top this.
Well, yeah.
It's hard to top. It's hard to top this. It's
Honestly,
just,
too, the fact that you can still see some of the peaks is crazy
yeah.
with the lack of snow.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. That was on a hike that we took. The crazy thing was, while we were having this extraordinary stretch of cold, snowy, insane winter weather, they're out there begging for snow. They've had a horrible winter. So much of the industry in this, from Jackson to Island Park, is surrounded by winter. Cross-country skiing, snowmobiling. They've barely had enough snow to snowmobile. It's been insanely warm. We were hiking, and it was in the 40s,
Yeah, out there, it's crazy.
which is insane. I love the cold, and I love to go out and explore in the cold out there, and I've done it many times where it's 15 below zero, and it's blowing like crazy. It was sunny and in the 40s. And
It was
so,
colder here.
yeah. So it was nice to be able to kind of you could, because of the lack of snow, you could get into places that I've never been able to get into before. You could get further, deeper into the Tetons, because most of the time they'll just shut down the roads and you can't get there. This was a sunrise hike to see sunrise over the Tetons. Tried to get
a good painting.
yeah.
And some
Tried to get in
painting
some good, some artsy photos. Now, it was cold this morning. The thing about out there is it does get really cold at night. So we were taking these pictures. Poor Lauren Korn and her fiance, Chase, they were with us. It was about 12 that morning, which for them isn't bad. But when you're standing outside waiting on the sunrise, and of course, I had to get them up early and get out there at 5 in the morning and wait for 2 hours just because it was my birthday and that's what I wanted to do.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. I love that one.
Oh,
Right?
It's so pretty.
Yeah. The alpenglow on the mountains where the mountains those mountains are about 13,000 feet tall. They'll catch the rising sun before it even peaks above the horizon.
If you've never been to a higher elevation, that's the best view you'll ever get for higher elevation.
Yeah, the alpenglow is just amazing. And yes, a lot of wildlife, a lot of beautiful scenes. I think there's one more of the frost. Yeah, in the valleys there around the Tetons, you'll get freezing fog that forms late at night and early in the morning, and it will coat everything with just the most insanely beautiful frost. That was so fun.
Gosh.
Yeah, that one's on my
postcard.
That one's on my bucket list for painting. You can see the freezing fog there over the Snake River.
Is that a 14er right there, I'm assuming?
Yep, that is Grand Teton in the Teton Mountains. It's the highest of the Teats.
Point.
Yeah, the highest of the Teats, which, if you didn't know, may be inappropriate no, it's fine. Teats, French for breasts.
Yeah.
So they're called the Grand Tetons because it looks like 3 breasts.
Oh. The more you know.
Yep.
I have like a urge to do a 14er. Not that one.
Go for it.
But it would be awful.
Yeah, that one, no.
It'd have to be.
No, I've done some like 13ers in Colorado, but they're much gentler.
Correct.
The thing about the thing that makes the Grand Tetons so amazing is, is surrounding these mountains, it's as flat can be.
Yeah.
And then these mountains just jut out of the sky instantly. It's not like, in Colorado, you leave Denver, you're going up
you're
the
already
mountains, you're kind of going through the foothills and you sort of gradually end up in the mountains.
Correct.
This is just like, bam, and you can see these things sticking up from 100 miles away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everywhere you go, you can see the Tetons poking up above the landscape, and it's just amazing.
What a beautiful.
Yeah, saw some great wildlife, some moose, some coyotes, foxes.
It's crazy too, because when you go out west, like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you think, like, oh my gosh, I hope I see it, and then it's like.
Yeah, the morning we were doing the sunrise, we were all sitting in the car, kind of warming up a little bit. And a little fox just comes trotting up right by the car, Elk walking by, moose off in the distance. Yeah.
I don't think I could do the weather full time out west, especially northwest. But man, I'd love to live out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always said I would, retire in Key West. I'm leaning more out west now.
Or like keep something here and then go.
Yeah. I would spend my winters out there.
Yeah.
Just because of how stunning it is.
I think it's my mom's boss. Had an Airbnb and now is moving out and retiring or something like that to Colorado Springs. Just because of how beautiful it is. I'm like, everyone needs to go out west.
You do.
Any other stories about your vacation? What was your best meal? Ooh, that's a good one.
We did a lot of really good eating. Lauren's a superfood.
Yeah.
So she was in charge of a lot of the restaurant picks, especially while we were in Jackson. So we had 3 nights in Jackson. All 3 nights we had spectacular meals. First night we went to a place and they had crumpets, which I didn't even know what a crumpet was.
I don't know what a crumpet is.
I didn't either until I got them. It was like a biscuit.
Smaller than a
small biscuit, fluffier than a biscuit. Like if a biscuit and a croissant had a baby.
Oh, now that, yeah.
And it was served, it was one of these restaurants where everything is kind of over the top and deconstructed, whatever. So you got these little crumpets, these little biscuits,
Mm-hmm.
served with fried chicken fat.
God,
With
sign me up.
with a tiny little bowl
Crumpet.
of insanely hot sauce and a little side of slaw.
Like coleslaw?
Like coleslaw, but an insanely delicious coleslaw. And the point was you would make these little crumpets into little biscuits. And it
Oh,
was
these
like
look divine.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it was like what do they call the hot chicken in Tennessee?
Yeah, the hot chicken.
Hot chicken. It was
Nashville
like
hot chicken.
Nashville. It was like a deconstructed Nashville hot chicken biscuit. And you put it together.
So was there 2 crumpets with the, or just a crumpet?
It was a plate of crumpets, and then you would slice them, put as much hot sauce, put as much fried chicken fat, put as much slaw as you wanted on there. That was after we had caviar.
It looks like if a biscuit was a pancake.
Yeah, they're kind of, they're not super thick.
Yeah.
But also had caviar for the first time.
And?
I was impressed.
I've never had caviar.
I hadn't either. I went into it thinking I wouldn't like it, thinking it would be really salty, briny, which isn't my flavor. It was like butter.
Really?
Butter. Served with potato chips, creme fraiche, whipped egg yolks. Insane.
Well, now that you've had it, you need to go to Trader Joe's and get theirs and see if it's.
They have caviar?
They used to. I don't know if they still
Wow.
do, but people actually like freaked out about it. If they have it, then let me know if that's good before I go try it.
Okay.
I'm almost positive they had caviar. I don't know if they still do.
Also had bison steak,
Oh my God.
which was insane.
I've had that out west. Holy smokes.
Brian got rabbit ravioli.
I've had a rabbit, but I've never had it. Like they were stuffed.
It was the ravioli was cheese
With
with a
the-
sauce, but then it was topped with rabbit meat. I took a bite and it was fine. It tasted like shredded chicken,
Yeah.
but it was rabbit, and I just
If you can't get over the mental
Yeah.
hurdle, it's tough.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of good eating out there.
That sounds delicious.
A lot of really good eating. It was good.
Nice.
It was good. We forgot one thing when we were talking about the snow desk. I now have a love-hate relationship with the snow desk.
Same. So what we did is we went way overboard, and we thought, well, you didn't, but Jenna and I did. We thought it would be a good idea to, especially in that morning,
Yeah, Sunday morning.
to do back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was great until I realized we have so much weather in this show that I'm taking a beanie off and then going into a suit jacket, and I got hair everywhere, and I'm like, this is a mess. But not only that, it's a hazard to get from one place to the other when everything's frozen.
Yeah, snow desk is literally in our back parking lot.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you heard,
Uh-oh.
but apparently our GM sent out a few pictures
I
of our
did.
snow desk.
I did.
And now every station wants a snow desk.
Once the snow desk. So we started it, if you see it,
Yeah, we started it.
which technically we got it from someone else. If you remember, we told that story.
We did.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So that's flattering.
it is flattering.
That's flattering. And I love the snow desk. And it looks so good this year. It looked even better than it did last year.
It did. It did.
But man, is it tough out there. When you're doing a 30-minute newscast out there, and because we're doing everything with our graphics on an iPad, you have to take your gloves off to operate the iPad.
I thought I was going to die Sunday morning. I thought I was going to die out there.
It is rough out there.
I was out there and I was like, I cannot feel my hand.
Yeah.
And then you put it back in the glove and I'm like, it
Doesn't work, and then you get water,
wind.
snow would melt on the iPad,
And then you can't advance your
You
graphic.
can't mess. Yeah, so
It is not for the faint of heart.
it is not. It is not. But boy, it looks good.
It does look
It
good.
looks really good, and yeah,
It's a new tradition.
it is. I can't believe we used it 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I mean, why not 3?
I don't think we can ever. It was so well received the first time. I don't think we can ever have another snowstorm without the snow desk.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a
just-
staple now.
It's just part of what we do now.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be real. A lot of people love to see out in the elements.
Yeah.
Why not put, it's not like we're talking about a hurricane force winds out there.
Yeah.
Even though we would have a team, this is
Yeah.
our little fun, but it's brutal.
It's tough
I
out there.
thought it was going to be easier.
Yeah.
But no, and there's I was layered down and I
Oh.
could do cold.
Yeah, same.
But the wind and
Yeah.
the cold and then
Yeah.
having to talk.
Talking is hard. When
It's a
you're
thing.
taking a lot of breaths and that cold air is getting in. The snow's blowing in your face. You can't see. There's lights. Yeah. Yeah, people are going back and forth around you.
Oh, gosh, I love it though.
But like I always say, it beats working for a living.
I'm ready for spring though.
I am too. I'm good now. I'm good. I had my winter vacation. We had our snow. I'm ready to get my hands dirty and start playing in my yard.
There were some signals that we may not be done yet, but I think we're done for at least February.
Yeah, and then
We'll see.
once we get into March, it's pretty much impossible.
Yeah. Lee, any bold predictions for the upcoming severe weather season?
I have no idea.
Yeah, same.
I hadn't even looked.
Here's what's funny, and I was talking to Matt about this. Matt Bullock, for those that don't know. He was like, we should go back and look at our predictions for winter, because we all did winter predictions.
Let's not. Let's not.
Basically, we've learned if we have to do a season prediction, it's not going to be accurate.
Yeah. And we've talked about that a lot on here. It's great in the community, in the meteorological community, to try to get better at it. That's beyond our pay grade. And we've seen it go the other, it was supposed to be another warm, dry winter.
Yeah.
Well, it's been dry,
Yeah.
not warm.
No, not at all. What I would say for that is there's going to be warnings. There's going to be some tornado warnings.
Yeah.
There's going to be some severe thunderstorm
Yeah,
warnings.
we're going to have some storms, yeah.
It happens every year. That's
Yeah.
let's take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Good question, Lee. You want to draw one?
Yeah. I'm buying my glasses.
I'm done with seasonal outlooks. I really am. I'm checked out.
Big one. When you're forecasting rare snow events for Myrtle Beach, how much of it is science versus educated guessing? And do you ever feel the pressure knowing everyone's plans depend on your call?
At 4:30 on Saturday, I think we felt the pressure.
Yeah. How much of it is science versus educated guessing? I don't want to say educated guessing. We've talked about this before. It's science plus a little art.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have gone with some big totals.
We could
in
have
our forecast.
We could have went double digit.
There was certainly evidence to support it at times, even up to Saturday morning. The NAM was, cranking out 19 inches in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do on Saturday morning when I was sitting there and I was waiting for you to come in. It did help that I locked myself out of the building. We won't talk about that. But you wake up, the day before the event, this is the last time for people to tune in. And it's like, how aggressive do you go? I think you said it best, though, because last thing I want to do is say, hey, here's 6 to 12. Mm-hmm. And then we have to, what would the people in Garden City think about?
Yeah.
After we said 6 to 12.
Yeah.
So when we go with that first call and then we tweak, we'll always tweak up.
Yep.
You'll never see us go down.
Yeah. No. That's
unless we just have to.
right.
Something
Hard and fast rule to never go down, and that's the art of it because it's hard to snow here.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to get big snow here. Mm-hmm. There were big numbers on the models, and they did verify in some spots. But we had the philosophy all along, let's go in conservative. Because, again, this was also a setup, and we talked about it until we were blue in the face, the boom and the bust.
Yeah.
We knew there were going to be big spots and there were going to be losers. Mm-hmm. So you always go into a snow forecast super, super conservative.
Yeah.
Always conservative.
Yeah. Even in Kentucky, we would always do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine bumping up. And we made one adjustment.
One adjustment.
Saturday morning.
Yep.
Well, then Saturday night, we kind of
with the highlight, yeah.
Okay, this is going to be the big zone there on the border. But we made one adjustment to the forecast, and I'm happy with that.
Same.
But then you think about it, and I was thinking about this last night. It's going to rain this coming Sunday. We're not losing sleep over it.
No.
It's the societal impact of snow.
Yeah.
That is so important. Mm-hmm. We were getting down to the 1/10 of an inch of moisture with that storm.
Yeah.
For how much snow we were going to get in the ratios. Nobody cares Sunday if we get 1/4 an inch or 1.5 inches. Nobody cares.
We could even say 1 to 2 inches of rain and nobody's going to care.
Nobody cares. It's the societal impact, and I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah.
This. Do you ever feel pressure knowing everyone's plans? Yeah.
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 Especially,
all the time.
Especially you have to be very careful when it comes to winter weather, especially with the previous weekends before. Mm-hmm. like how much time do you even take up of your forecast to talk about it?
Yeah.
Because if I'm spending 3 minutes of my time focused solely on the weekend, that's going to give off the perception like, oh, wow, they must be fully believing this.
Yeah.
Even though our words might be saying differently.
Yeah.
So it's really tricky. It's also tricky when you're trying to combat social media.
Yeah, which was just insane. I even so much. I got an email at 6:15 Saturday night of the snowstorm when it had been snowing for about an hour. And this lady was like, well, you blew it again, still waiting on the snow here in Myrtle Beach. And my literal response, and I probably shouldn't even say this, look out your window. Like, what are you doing?
I got one, and I sent them a sky cam shot of the sea captain's house covered
Yeah.
in snow.
Yeah.
So I didn't respond.
Yeah.
Just the photo.
Yep.
That was my response
Yep.
back.
It did feel good.
It did. It did.
After 2 weeks of the hate, it felt really good.
Two solid.
And they were really quiet.
They were. I never got a response back. Shocker. Lisa asked, Lisa, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. What are your goals for this year as a weather team?
Stay alive, not die or get fired.
To do our job.
Not die. No, really. This is going to be on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
Is this when we talk about
Yeah, sure. Whether or not it's coming back.
whether or not it's coming back? Bigger, better, more frequent, more nerdy. I want it to be a lot more nerdy.
Same. Well, the goal, I think, is whether or not it's going to be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
There is
eventually-
no official 30 minutes.
Yeah.
but-
And officially also maybe eventually 5 days a week.
Yeah. What's our goal?
Yeah,
Not lose sleep.
Not die.
But a lot more content coming your way.
Yeah, just a lot of content.
Hurricane week, I think, is in the talks.
Hurricane week, hurricane special.
Special. Live podcasts, I'm sure, a couple times this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Keep our heads above water.
if you're interested in having us out there, let us know.
Yeah.
You want to do one more?
Sure.
Because we actually are bringing back Whether or Not this week. Danielle asked, we kind of talked about this. How did you feel about having to change your vacation plans this week? Did it make you feel any better because the snow actually happened in our area?
Yeah. Yeah. I did feel better.
Could you? I just could not imagine.
That was my biggest fear. Wasn't there one in there you said that you wanted to?
I think I
Was
thought
it
I
about
printed it
whether or
out.
not?
Yeah, but it just said when is it coming
Oh, okay.
back? Oh, here it is, Chris. Any plans to bring back Whether or Not?
We're literally taping it right after this.
Yeah. So it will technically, I
And-
think this airs tonight.
Yeah.
Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
I still don't know what day it is.
I don't either.
And then Whether or Not will be today. You can go to our website. There will be a new one of that. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple and you're like, what is Whether or Not? Go to WNBFnews.com. Under the weather section, there's a Whether or Not tab. It is a 30-minute daily show, soon to be daily.
Yeah.
That is geeking out about the weather, but with graphics.
Yeah, and taking a deeper dive.
Yeah.
And getting really geeky. Today we're discussing the accumulated winter weather severity index.
I haven't even looked at the graphics for today, so we're going to have
Yeah,
fun with
isn't that fun?
It is fun. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I did see some of the graphics I'm really excited about. It's also not really planned. Like we have our topics.
Yeah.
But think, are you serious with a little bit more like, hey, let's reel it into this.
Yeah.
It's not us
a
just
little
ranting.
more production value.
Yeah. It actually, yeah. But I think that's where we leave it all.
Yeah, I think that's it. This was fun.
It was fun. It felt good to just get on here
Yeah.
and just throw it all out. I am also excited, whether or not you're not going to see it all today, but there's going to be a lot more fun segments
Yeah.
that I'm really pumped for.
Same.
So
Yeah,
we'll
it's gonna
have
be good.
some real fun with this. It's a new look, new project. Make
Yep.
sure you check it out. And will we see them next week?
We're going to do everything we can. If we're still alive,
We'll
then,
see you next
then we
week
will do it next week.
for 91. Y'all have a good one and enjoy some warmer weather next week.